Hey y'all, it's Maurice with another video. Um, yeah, see the mic. In this video, I wanted to spend a few minutes just talking about how the things that we don't care about are draining our resources. And I say this, and this is really, this whole conversation is coming from a personal revelation. I mean, I've already had this revelation, but like I was having this conversation recently, and it kind of like brought it home with me about how sometimes we can be caught up in the trappings of things that we see on social media, things that we see our friends doing, things that some of our family might be doing that might not actually speak true to who we are and to the things that we care about. And those things are taking away or draining our resources. For instance, if you're out at brunch every weekend and brunch is really not your thing. Like for me, I like brunch. I like going out to eat. Um, I like drinking out. I like the music. I like a good brunch, but I don't like it enough every week because I cook at home a lot. And so a lot of times when I go out to these places, I feel like the food is subpar anyway. So you figure you spend it for one person like $100. Um, on food and drinking, and that's probably on a low end to be quite honest. Food and drinking for something that I actually really could do without. I have realized that I just enjoy the camaraderie, the fellowship with my friends, and we started doing that at my house or at my friend's house. You know what I mean? Like it is really just this realization. Let me another thing. So I live in a townhouse, um, 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3 levels. Nice house. But I actually don't need a house and really don't want a house right now. In the house that I will want, I feel like it's in the future. I already kind of like have this idea. I want it on land. I want a wrap around porch. Like I have some of the things that I already have in my mind that I want to bring to fruition. But this is not that. And then I think about also to being stationary. Like I actually don't want to be stationary. You know what I mean? Like it's so wild when you start sitting back and looking at the things that you've subscribed to and measuring them by the things that you actually care about. And you start really realizing that like I'm draining my resources on things that I actually do not care about, things that I actually do not want. And the things that I do care about, the things that I do want, you almost don't have time to do those or the disposable income to do those because you are using your resources on the things that you don't care about. Say outro, say amen, somebody. I heard an ouch and an amen. I hear you. But really, and I think that is something that I'm sure a lot of us are going through. A lot of us are experiencing is where we easily get caught up in these things that don't really mean much to us, that don't really bring us much joy, that don't actually really feed our soul, that don't bring us closer to the person that we feel like we were created to be, but we just get into the habit of doing. I don't know when it happened that I looked around like, why? The funny thing about it is moving into this house, in my mind, it was the words that I said was, this is the next natural progression would be, I had lived in, apartments really all my life, lived in apartments, all of my adult life on my own, lived in apartments. And so it was like, okay, so this is the natural progression. You know what I mean? Like I live in the South. So right now, this is the natural progression to being an adult and to graduating from living in an apartment and to feeling like I'm more of an adult. And I got to tell you, I still don't feel like an adult in here. I actually said this to my mother recently. Like, my adult and your adult feels completely different. The adulthood you had seemed like y'all were a little bit more on it, a little bit more in it. I don't know. I mean, and I feel like I'm on it on certain things, but I feel like, is this adulthood? But I digress. But it goes back to this idea that we can become complacent in lives that we are told that we should be living, that steps that we are told are our next. Like, let me tell you something. And I said this in a few videos. I don't think I want kids. Nah. I thought I did. I thought like, and I said in the video, like it's a line item that I couldn't make sense. And I still feel like that. But I don't know if I want to sit home and babysit. Or I know that y'all parents don't call it babysitting. So what do you call it? I don't know that I want to sit home and parent. Like I want to be out in the world. And yes, you can bring your kid out in the world as well. But kids got nap times and they get fussy and they can't like climb Mount Everest. No desire to climb Mount Everest, but I'm just saying they can't do all of those things. I have decided that I want to be selfish in my life and I want to focus on the things that make me happy. And when I say selfish, I'm not saying like selfish where I'm not there and supportive and I'm a resource to people. I'm saying I want to be selfish and I don't want to give all of that time to a kid. I don't want to spend my life built around another human being. I don't want to do it. And shout out to the people that do it. I mean, I have my two of my best friends just had kids. Amazing parents, great at it. I've just been able to be like, nah, nah. I don't foresee it for me. You know what I mean? Like I just don't foresee it for me. I am really working on prioritizing the things that make me happy and the things that I actually want in my life, not the societal constructs. You know what I mean? Like not the house, not the kid, not the marriage, not the big huge corporate career, not the Bentley or the Mercedes or the G-Wagon out front. These are things that do not bring any sustenance to me. Nothing. I am not moved by it. I don't care about cars. Really. I have a decent car. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like a 2018. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and quite honestly, I'm not looking to get a new one. When this one is up, it's done. You know? I think that a lot of us have the ability to change our lives in ways that we can't really quantify. We have opportunities to go after things that we don't necessarily know is available to us, that we aren't necessarily being told. Because when we look on social media, fake land, you know, everybody is really just living this luxurious lifestyle. Everybody is in Bali. Everybody is in, you know what I mean, these penthouse thing. You really get caught up into this 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 suction of feeling like this is the norm. This is what the next thing is, or in my case, this is a natural progression. You know, dance to the beat of the drum that only you can hear. You hear me? If you don't take anything else from this video, dance to the beat of the drum that only you can hear. And that means that people around you might not understand what you're doing. You might look rogue by deciding that you're not doing A, B, or C. That people might not feel like that they can associate with you because you move it in a way that they don't understand. That people might think that you think that you're better than them. All of those things has nothing to do with you. Dance to the beat of the drum that only you can hear. And I'm taking my own advice in that way. I'm taking my own advice. And you'll see, if you hold on, stick around, you'll see. I am changing my mind. I am changing my life. You hear me? I am taking responsibility for a life that is mine, for choices that are mine, for a direction that I want my life to go into. It is not your responsibility. It is not my mother's. It is not my best friend's. It is nobody's responsibility to take control of my life but me. And I think that a lot of us are saying that enough is enough. Or as they say, my great grandmother would say, enough is enough and too much stink. I felt like that was I use that a lot. Enough is enough and too much stink. Um, which is true, because if you ever think about it, like cologne, good cologne smells good, but too much of it is like it does not smell good that much. Um, but yeah, I mean, you know, I really am on this journey. I'm really on this journey of like being more true to myself, being more true to the things that I want to do, being more true to the truth of life, which is I don't have forever. And most of us, unless you know something that I don't. This is the only time that we get. This is the only go that we get at it, you know? And so it behooves us to lean into the things that makes us happy, to things that brings us the most joy in our lives, because time is of the essence. It is of the essence for us all, you know? And so this is my declaration. Really, this video is really, I'm saying this, and hopefully this is inspirational and inspiring to someone else out there. But I'm saying this as a declaration for me, as an accountability partner for me, to change some things, because there's some things that I am expending resources on that does not make me happy. And that's just the truth of it. And so I've got to get about the work, you know, because too many people are talking, too many people get on their podcasts, on their YouTube, on their Facebook, on their Instagram. Too many people get on these platforms and they're just talking and not doing the work. And so for me, it is really about shifting my perspective. And now that my perspective has shifted, making sure that my actions support this new perspective, you know? So I got a lot of things that I am working on, a lot of stuff that I'm working on and through, and I will be bringing some of those videos here. Listen, I'm not one of those people. I know people do that on social media where they give every part of them. Like, I don't anticipate you seeing me on here crying. Now it might happen. You just never know, you know. Sometimes things happen. That's not what this is. You know what I mean? Like, this place is a place of inspiration. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit of politics. We can talk a little bit of finance. We can talk some travel, like things that matter, things that I care about, you know. And if you care about it, then this is a good space for you, you know. That really is all I have for you. As they used to say in church, I didn't want to be before you long. So that was really all I had. I wanted to drop a few lines here. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, peace.